All right, just checking the Texas to see if I think we're gonna have Sergeant Kyle Falk coming on in a little while from the Houma Police Department. Certainly any public official who wants to get pertinent information out to their constituents or whatever is welcome. We got 5 chairs out here, so you could come by at any time and let the public know what you're working on, either in your district or, you know, whatever the case may be, or wherever you're representing for that matter. Or you can call us on the business line. All public officials call 876-3456. General public 879-1231. And if you're the general public, don't try to sneak in on the business line, because I'm gonna whammy you. You're going to be going. That's just for public officials. Let's take some phone calls. HTV, welcome to the program. Go ahead, please.
What's happening, man?
Ricky, I was wondering if you were all right. I thought you might have floated away.
No such luck, Bobo. No such luck.
You are. I'll supply the pirogue. How you doing, Ricky?
All right, I can't complain. I just wanted to tell the people of the Tri-Parish area not to panic. It ain't nothing but a big rain. They're going to have high waters, and that's going to be the end of that story. So, good old Lord ain't got to batten down the hatches today.
All right.
Or this weekend.
Yeah. So what you doing for the storm? You popping some popcorn and eating pizza tonight? What you doing?
Oh, I'll be barbecuing, dude.
Okay. All right.
Freaking right, man. It's a good barbecue night.
All right. Well, good for you.
And I want to give me a shout out to a Fast Fujiyama in Vanoya. With their little buddy Chopper.
All right.
Hey, and if you can supply me with that pirogue, I'd be glad to get it off your hands. I need me a pirogue.
Well, after this phone call, I'm going to go build it.
Good, man. I got you on TV. You owe me a pirogue.
Oh, yeah. I'm with a motor. All right, Ricky.
Make it a 7-horse bridge.
Thank you, buddy.
All right.
Bye-bye. Oh, he used to be in my day camp group years ago. Tricky Ricky. HTV, welcome to the program. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Mom, you think they're going to hit?
Oh, it's hitting. Go ahead and put your TV down for me, babe, so I can hear you.
How bad?
You got it?
Yes.
Well, I don't think you did. You got to hit your TV all the way off. There you go. Okay. All right, I can't hear you, so I'm going to have to go now. I hear a lot of feedback. I got to tell you, folks, you got to hit the volume off on your TV, or else you keep hearing that feedback that comes through, okay? HTV, welcome to the program. Go ahead, please.
Yes, do you know if the garbage is going to pick up tomorrow?
I know that it is not in Lafourche. I have not heard anything in Terrebonne, but I would assume they're following the same protocol that it would be in Lafourche, but I have not confirmed that. But I would, if I were you, I would. Are you in Terrebonne or Lafourche?
I'm in Terrebonne. I'm by Evergreen Junior High.
Okay, what I would do if I were you is make sure that that can is close to the house, and you know, if you have someone that can help you, or if you can do it yourself, I don't mean to demean you, just tie it up a little bit by a pole and just don't worry about it, because it probably won't run tomorrow, but I could be wrong with that. They may try to run tomorrow, but I would say no.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
HTV, welcome to our program tonight. Go ahead, please. Hello. Going once, going twice. HTV, you're on the program. Go ahead, please. Okay. So let me grab another line. Wait for it to clear. HTV, you're on the show. Go ahead, please.
Martin, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
We down in Grand Caillou over here by the Ashland Jail. We're gonna be all right.
Yeah, you can be fine.
That's good.
Yeah, you can be in good shape. Those levees and all are high enough for this one. This one doesn't really concern me. I mean, if something would go terribly wrong with the levees, which I don't foresee,
Okay.
you know, I don't think you have enough pressure and enough wind and enough water pushing against them
Yeah, they ain't got no half-shell oysters for you to eat over here.
Now the other thing is, I mean, you got a lot of rain, so rain's always a problem with levees. But I think the levee districts are going to be keeping a close eye on it.
Right.
All right.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
HTV, welcome to the program. Go ahead, please. Woo. HTV, you're on the air. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm calling to see how it's going to look in Bayou Blue.
All right, we'll just bring up a map. Let's bring up that same radar, Jay, which shows the area, and I'll give you a pretty good idea. But, you know, on this storm, I don't care if you live in Bayou Blue, in Gibson, in Houma proper, in Thibodaux, Golden Meadow, Shack Bay, wherever you live. Jay, can we pull that up? I'm not sure. I don't know if I've lost communications with my director. He's loading it up right now. He's got a lot of maps he's trying to keep up with. But I'm going to show you. You're going to have a lot of rain no matter where you are, because we're on the eastern side, the wet side of this storm. So there you see it. There's Terrebonne, there's Lafourche, there's Plaquemine, there's New Orleans, there's Covington, there's St. Mary, there's Assumption. We're wet, so you're going to get a lot of rain, but it's nothing to really get alarmed about. It's just going to be a big thunderstorm for a long period of time.
Do you
Okay?
think we're going to lose lights?
I've been told by the parish presidents of both parishes they feel like we're going to be okay unless a limb falls in isolated areas or things of that nature, but for the most part we should be. But that gives me a good opportunity also to tell everybody that if we do lose power, HTV may go off a little bit till we get our generator power kicks on, and then we'll kick back on with it. So, but if it goes out, you have flashlights available now?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. HTV, welcome to Bayou Time. Go ahead, please.
Martin,
Yes.
where do you think that storm's going to hit?
Okay, where you live?
On Prospect?
Well, you're going to get the brunt of it. I mean, you're going to get 50, 60 mile an hour gusts. You're going to get a lot of rain. And but you've been through that before.
Yeah, I stayed home in my trailer on Allison.
Well, you've been through a lot worse before.
Do what?
You've been through a lot worse storms before.
Yeah, the only one I left is Gustav, and I went to Texas.
Yeah.
And that's the only storm because I stayed around the house.
You stayed for Andrew?
Yeah,
That was a pretty bad one.
yeah.
But this isn't no Andrew. This isn't no Gustav. This is more of a Juan, more of a Cindy, more of that type of hurricane or tropical storm.
Well, I stayed in my trailer on those.
Well, you should be fine though.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. HTV, welcome to Bayou Time. Go ahead, please.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. You're on.
Yeah, I need to ask a question about the emergency food stamps.
Okay.
Yeah, do you think they issued out emergency food stamps for Lafourche area?
I have not heard any information on emergency food stamps. I can get one of my producers to try to find out, but I have not heard anything. Neither parish president has talked about that, so I would say probably not. So, but let me find out for sure, and then we'll get back with you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. HTV, you're on the air. You have a question or comment, please?
Yes, sir. I sure like to know what's happening with the moistures out there with all this rain coming about.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not an expert in that field or whatever, but I do think in talking to the mayor of Grand Isle a little while ago and also talking with some people who are in the industry as far as shrimping industry, they think that the churning of the water is actually going to do some good.
Well, sure.
Yeah,
That's a good thing, then.
yeah, they think it's going to do some good, and it's going to, help clean up some of that stagnation, and it's going to put some oxygen in it, and it's going to move it around, and so, I mean, your Mother Nature sometimes is a good thing.
That's right. You're sure right. All right, Mr. Morton, you're doing a good job, sir.
Thank you, buddy. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, let me take another caller. HTV, welcome to the program. Go ahead, please.
Hey, how you doing, Mark?
Good. How you doing?
Yeah, man, we up in Upper Dulois, and it's looking kind of bad down here. And just wanted to let my people know to get themselves ready and get themselves prepared, you know.
Yeah, what you say the winds are about 20 miles per hour right now?
Yeah, I say about that. About
Yeah.
20 miles.
Yeah, and you know they're gonna there's cocodrie are shot right now, and it's not too bad. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna make more of this. I think you know me, but I'm not gonna say it's 50 if it's 20, but it's not too bad right now. But we're a little ways out from it, and as it gets close,
the eye didn't even hit us yet.
yeah, so we're a little ways out, so it's no time certainly for anybody to, and there's some shots right there at cocodrie.
Yeah.
That we have. So, I mean, there you see the water that's running under, but that always happens.
Well, Mark, how you think the water? You think the water's gonna rise down here?
Yeah, it's going to rise. I mean, it's a 3 to 4 foot difference. I mean, you know, it's going to be 3 to 4 feet total, but everybody's going to be fine unless something would really happen with the levees that would cause a problem, but I just don't foresee it. Okay. I think everybody's going to be okay. You're going to have isolated problems, namely with rain, namely you may have a funnel cloud here or there, but I think for the most part people are going to be okay.
Okay. All right, then.
All right. Why, you a little nervous?
Not nervous. I was just worried about my in-laws. I got my in-laws and stuff down there.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to, hoping they get prepared, you know.
Yeah,
I know it floods a lot down there, you know.
Well, are you trying to move them further up, or are they just set on staying where they're at?
No, I mean, if it gets worse than what it is, I don't want them to stay where they at. I would like them to get to higher ground, you know.
Well, but what I guess what I'm trying to say is, and this pertains to everybody, if your gut tells you to move them to higher ground and you feel safe and it's going to make you sleep better, I'd make them come to higher ground.
Yeah, because already up there on Bayou Dulois Road up there where offshore specialty and them companies that it looks like it's starting to flood already.
Well, I mean, you know, use your gut feeling. Go move them to higher ground and you're going to sleep well.
Okay, then.
All right?
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye. HTV, welcome to Bayou Time. You're on. Go ahead, please.
Is the storm?
I'm sorry? Say that again?
Is the storm going to hit Thibodeau?
Yes, it will hit Thibodeau, and you're going to get a lot of rain, and it's going to be a storm that you're going to experience some pretty good winds, but not terrible winds, but you're going to know there's a storm over you, but you're going to be okay. Where you live, what area? Oh, might have lost it. HTV, welcome to the program. Go ahead, please.
Hello?
Yeah, you're on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was calling all the way from down Pointe. I didn't hear that y'all was saying anything about it, and I was just calling to let y'all know that for like the past hour, it's been having heavy gusts and heavy rain, and the water is rising down here. Yeah,
I mentioned Pointe a little while ago, and matter of fact, Pointe Fire Station has sandbags. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much they have left, but yeah. And tomorrow we're gonna have a camera out in that area. We always go to the marina at the end to try to get some footage. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on it, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have Reggie Dupree on the line. Reggie, how are you today?
Hey, how are y'all, fellas?
Good, pretty good. I want to ask you, first of all, how's your injury?
How did y'all find out about that?
Hey, we're in the news business. We're going to try to find out. The people talk to us.
Yeah, work-related injury. I became the first victim of the tropical storm. I was a little bit embarrassed to go to the ER and get x-rayed.
Well, hang in there, my man. Now, we're getting some calls, Reggie. I'm a little concerned. I wanted to ask you that the gates have been opening to let boats in. I mean, is there a timetable on this or what?
Actually, the little kayak gate, we opened it. The water was slightly higher inside than outside. That's by Terrebonne, we never opened it, but in Little Kayak, the water was pretty low, and the tide. When we went through low tide in the last hour or so, it was about an inch higher on the inside. So we just opened the gate to let it equalize, and then once it starts coming back in, we'll close it again. We're doing it the old-fashioned way, manually. We have somebody at the two floodgates at Bayou Little Caillou and Bayou Terrebonne.
Yeah,
So,
and when you do that, I guess it allows some of the boats to come in if they'd want.
well, what we were doing earlier today, you see, our permit allows us to close these floodgates at a 2.2 for a tropical event.
Okay.
We actually closed Little Caillou a little bit early, which means we had to allow navigation through, but we were doing it every hour for about 5 minutes, but it was lower than a 2.2. I mean, like this morning it was like 1.8. So that was really just a normal high tide situation. But once it gets above a 2.2, then we will not be opening those gates. We did not open the Bayou Terrebonne gate today because it never got below that level. It was actually as high at 5 a.m. this morning. Bayou Terrebonne's levels lower near Madison Canal was up to 3.9.
Right.
And I suspect at 5 a.m. Tomorrow morning, it will be over 4 feet above sea level. And a normal summertime tide is about a 1.5.
Okay.
So it's about 2.5 feet above normal is what I expect tomorrow morning, and the next day maybe a little bit higher than that.
And let me ask you, while I have you here, and you're so knowledgeable on this, and of course it's what you do for a living now, take us through the general areas of Lafourche and Terrebonne Parish for people watching. You know, I've had calls from Shrimpers Row, and I've tried to assure everybody that the levees are intact, especially for this type of storm. But let's hear from the expert, from the director. Take us through, and are there any areas that trouble you at all?
Well, I mean, we have the two large floodgates on the Houma Navigational Canal and Bayou Grand Caillou just started construction. They will not be complete until about May or June of 2013. So the Houma Navigational Canal is not closed at this time. You know, it's a 2-year period in order to build those floodgates.
But on the Houma Navigational Canal, we all know that the Intracoastal is a great conduit to move a lot of water all the way from Miami all the way to Houston, so we should have no problem there.
Well, we shouldn't, but you know, last night on your program, I nicknamed the storm Baby Juan, and it's exactly what it appears to be. This is the sibling or the child of Hurricane Juan from 1985. It's just a tropical storm or a Category 1 hurricane with very low steering current. So what we see in one success story we've seen is the new Bush Canal floodgate and Placid Canal, which is still under construction, but the contractor, at my request, did close it. He was able to close it. And the new 6.5 miles of levee from Bush Canal going towards Coupodry is working very well, because this morning the levels in Boudreaux Canal on the outside of the old floodgate in Boudreaux Canal was only at 1.8, and that's really just normal.
Right.
So, but on the other side, on the outside of it, near Madison Canal, it was almost 4 feet. So you can see the difference. You had a tremendous difference. So, based upon what I saw there, I think that with the new levees in Ward 7 that the parish has just redone, along with the new levees that reach H3 and H2 Bush and Placid Canal floodgates, even though it's still open in Bayou Little Caillou and lower Bayou Little Caillou, below Robinson Canal, it appears that Lake Boudreaux is not filled up as quickly as it otherwise normally would. So I think that, which means that Ward 7 system in Little Caillou, East Houma, Roberta Grove, Senator Circle, Mechanicville, the airport, the eastern side of Grand Caillou and the main highway side, I think is better protected than it ever has been.
Right.
I'm seeing some successes there, at least initially.
Let's move towards, give us a little overview on the Dulac area, Shrimpers Row, and those areas.
Well, in the Dulac area, the main, like I said, on the eastern side, on the Lake Boudreaux side, you do have that new that levee that the Corps built. It was called a non-federal levee.
Right.
And you have the new levees we built just recently in the 2 floodgates. So the eastern side of Grand Bayou is in pretty good shape. The main threat, of course, for Dulac, and Dulac is probably one of the most difficult communities to protect in Terrebonne Parish because it's like a miniature Chalmette. You surround it with water.
Right.
You have the channel to the west and whips around towards Cocodrie to the south, and then you have Lake Boudreaux to the east.
It's almost like a peninsula.
It is a peninsula. It's a peninsula surrounded by water. So the biggest threat on Lower Shrimpers Row, and I think you might see some water on in Lower Shrimpers Row, some localized flooding over the weekend because the channel in Lower Dulac will rise. I don't think it'll get nearly as high as it did for Juan.
Right.
But it will. I think you can expect some levels 4.5, 5 feet above sea level, not above the ground, above sea level.
But so, those levees, Reggie, around Shrimpers Row have been raised too, right?
Yes, I think the parish is in the lead on that. They have raised some of, but by Grand Bayou, the Shrimpers Row, the highway is that's sort of most of these forest drainage levees. The front levee is the state or parish road.
Right.
So if your front levee is only at 4 feet above sea level, and your back levee is at 6. If the bayou gets above that, and then of course it'll overtop from the front side.
Is it 4? Or is it 5 in that area, that levee?
I'm not sure. The parish some time ago raised that highway, and I think it has given better protection. But it always can come over the top.
Yeah, I want to say it's a 5, but I think if they 5, and I could be wrong, but I want to say it's a 5. I'm hoping that water stays below 5 and that they're all spared back there.
Right. And right now, six of my 7 floodgates are closed right now. Well, no, excuse me. By Locayu, we opened for a while at the sector gate because to relieve some of it went in low tide. But by Dularge, we did not close because it was falling all day. We're going to send out a crew later tonight, probably around 10 or 11 p.m. tonight is when we expect the water to start coming in. But Bayou Dularge was at a 1.6, which is really not too much above just regular tide.
Right.
So, but once the water starts building up from the north in Bayou Dularge, that only protects tidal surges from the south. Mm-hmm. Most of the system is meant for a quick-moving storm for tidal surges. It's not meant for a 20-inch rainfall in a storm that just stays over you for days at a time.
And of course, that's the nemesis of a levee system, is the rainfall.
That's right. Well, I mean, that's what we're seeing over since 4 a.m. this morning. The water has increased in Bayou Terrebonne and Bayou Little Caillou from the north because of the rain. And that's going to be the scenario we're going to have. I mean, as long as it's higher on the outside than the end, we're going to, and above that 2.2 level, we're not going to open these floodgates.
Right.
But it could reach a point in time where you have more water inside than out because of when you have that much rainfall you're expecting.
Yeah. How about Island Road, Ile de Jean Charles, which, my God, I've seen you in every hurricane out there with our camera crews, and when I used to be out there. Island Road has been changed so many times. They brought it up about a foot. How much difference does that foot make?
Island Road, I went to the island. I went to the island this afternoon. So you could see that early this morning at high tide, the water did get on the new road. So the Island Road is about a plus 3.5 to 4. So the Island Road will flood. I can tell you because it flooded last night.
Right.
It's going to flood again tomorrow morning, and probably after tomorrow morning it will stay underwater most of the time.
Right.
The forest drainage system on the island is probably at about 5 feet above sea level, but of course the road is only at 3.5 to 4. So if you have a 5-foot tide, you will probably, I would suggest that they may not want to stay on the island during this event. It would probably be the first place I would. And I understand the parish will be announcing one shelter will be open at.
They did already, East Houma.
Right, East Houma at Boundary Road, Kim.
Right, correct.
And so the areas I would expect to see some localized flooding, of course, is the island. Pointe-Chien, on the upper side of Pointe-Chien, I think we'll be okay with this. we've raised those levees to 9 feet above sea level in the Pointe-aux-Montague area. So all the way around the perimeter in Pointe-aux-Montague, you have at least a 9-foot protection right now. So if we expect a 5-foot tide, I think we're okay. But you do, like in the Pointe-aux-Montague, there's no floodgate yet. It can come up through the bayou. Then, of course, you got the rainfall problem where you have these forced drainage systems getting inundated. That would be the main problem.
Okay, I'm just looking at this, Reggie, the newest forecast. Now, if my eyes aren't deceiving me, they've moved the strike of the circulation a little further to the east. Am I seeing that correct, Jason? Yeah, they've moved it a little further to the east. So really, almost looks like, if I can see correctly on this map, maybe western Terrebonne Parish, eastern St. Mary.
You know, with this level of a tropical storm, in my opinion, we'd be better off with a direct hit.
Oh, no doubt.
A Morgan City hit.
No doubt about it. No doubt.
You remember for Hurricane Gustav when the predictions the initial predictions was Morgan City, Category 3 or 4, and when it came over Houma, it was coming straight for Houma, and I said, well, thank God. I said, I'd rather have a direct hit than a Morgan City hit.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I mean, so this is not better news for Grand Isle and Lafourche Parish, but you're right. I mean, when every neighbor gets his wish, the other neighbor's getting hammered on the eastern side.
Matter of fact, if this storm makes a direct hit on southern Terrebonne Parish, it's probably better off than what I saw earlier today in Morgan City. Much better.
Yeah, because it's pushing out.
Yeah, well,
and plus on the dry side too.
It'll switch over.
Yeah.
It'll switch over, and then once it passes it, but this will be very slow moving. I think we'll have this weather around till Tuesday or Wednesday on the thing.
Well, the good news is, as of the 7 p.m. advisory, the maximum winds are still 45 miles per hour.
Right.
So it hasn't gone up. The surge is still 2 to 4 feet. The rain is the same. So every advisory that comes out and it has not increased in speed is good for us also.
Right. See, when I wish it would be a little bit more specific on these advisories on the tidal surge. It's 2 to 4 feet. Is that above sea level? And I don't think it is, because I think it's above normal tide. So
it's above, it's above normal tide normally.
It's 1.5 and 2 to the regular, very high tide. So
right. So we got a 2.5. There's Cocodrie. We're getting a little feeder band coming through, but you're right. A 4-foot surge would mean 2.5 feet more water in Terrebonne.
Right.
So that's good. Let's see how fast this thing's moving, Reggie. I just want to see if they, let's see, I'm looking for that part. 3 miles per hour. So it went from 1 to 3.
Yeah.
So it went from a slow turtle to a fast turtle.
A fast 3 miles an hour, huh?
Yeah, 3 miles an hour. So, but that's good. It's moving. So we got to keep this thing moving, and we hope it can get to 8, 9, or 10 miles per hour. But
if it does, then I think we got a lot less problems.
Well, Reggie, I appreciate you joining us as we're looking there at Cocodrie. But thank you so much, and if you need to get a hold of us, just let us know.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. We do have to take a break. Coming right back, going straight to the phone lines. They're loaded up, and we have Sergeant Kyle Falk with the Houma Police Department that's going to come join me on the set as the rain feeder bands start to come in pretty constant. We'll be right back.